Previously we saw that we can easily compare fractions when they have the same numerator or when they have the same denominator. Therefore, if we want to compare fractions, well, we should rewrite them to either have the same numerator or to have the same denominator. Now, it sounds like this is a choice I'm giving you. Unless we have a really compelling reason to do otherwise, we're going to rewrite them to have the same denominator. Alright, so how are we going to work this? Let's suppose we want to put some fractions in order from least to greatest. Let's suppose we want to order the fractions 2/3, 0.7, which remember is just shorthand for 7/10, 4/5, and 5/9. Well, in order to do that, we'd like to write all of these with a common denominator. So our first step is to find the least common multiple of the denominators. Right, this is a pretty wide variety of numbers, and most of them are prime. So I think I'm going to look at the prime factorizations since, those are easy to find here. Right, 3 is prime, 10 is 2 times 5, 5 is prime, and 9 is 3 times 3. Right, easy prime factorizations to find. My least common multiple then, well, to be a multiple of 3, I need to have a 3 in my prime factorization. To be a multiple of 10, I need to have a 2 and a 5. I haven't got either one, so I'm going to put them in. To be a multiple of 5, I need to have a 5. Well, I've got one of those. I don't need it. To be a multiple of 9, I need to have 2 3s. Right now I have 1 3. I'll bring in another. So 3 times 2 times 5 times 3, that'll give me my least common multiple. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 30 times 3 is 90. My least common multiple will be 90. And then I'll rewrite each fraction. I have 2/3. That'll be 2 times something over 3 times something will be some number of 90ths. 7/10. That'll be 7 times something over 10 times something will be some number of 90ths. 4/5. That'll be 4 times something over 5 times something will be some number of 90ths. And 5/9. That'll be 5 times something over 9 times something will be some number of 90ths. All right, I'm going to do this one first because it looks easiest. I know that it's 9 times 10, that's 90. So I have 5 times 10 is 50 90ths. This one looks pretty easy. 10 times 9 is 90. So I'll have 7 times 9, 63 90ths. 3 times 30 is 90. So I'll have 2 times 30 is 60 90ths. And 5 times what I can't say in my head, so I'll divide. 5 goes into 90. 5 goes into 9 once. 5 goes into 48 times. So 5 times what is 90? 5 times 18 is 90. So I'll have 4 times 18. Another piece of arithmetic I can't do in my head. 18 times 4, 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. We'll get 72/90ths. So I wanted to put my original fractions in order from least to greatest. Now that I have them written with a common denominator, I can tell that the smallest one is 50/90ths. Alright, so my last step is going to be to compare the numerators in my newly rewritten fractions. So the smallest one will be 50/90ths, which is 5/9. The next one will be 60/90ths, which is 2/3. The next one will be 63/90ths, which is my 0.7. And the last one will be 4/5, which was 72/90ths. So this is how we order fractions, by rewriting them with a common denominator. Let me give you one to try. Order these three fractions from least to greatest: 0.3, 1/3, and 1/4. Pause the video and try this now. Alright, first, again, we recall 0.3 is shorthand for the fraction 3/10. We need to find the least common multiple of these denominators. Once again, I think prime factorization is the way to go. 10 is 2 times 5. 3 is just prime. 4 is 2 times 2. So, my least common multiple, it'll have a 2 and a 5 in its prime factorization. It'll have a 3, which I haven't got yet. And it'll have 2 2's. I have 1 2 now. I'll need another one. So what is that? 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 3 is 30. 30 times 2 is 60. My least common multiple of my denominators is 60. So I'll write 3/10 will be 10 times something, 3 times something, some number of 60ths. 1/3, I'll have 1 times something over 3 times something will be some number of 60ths. And then I'll have 1/4 will be 1 times something over 4 times something will be some number of 60ths. 10 times what is 60? Well, 10 times 6 is 60. So I'll have 3 times 6 is 18/60ths. 3 times what is 60? Well, 3 times 20 is 60. So I'll have 1 times 20 is 20/60ths. 4 times what is 60? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. 60 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6 one time. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So 4 times 15 is 60. 1 times 15 is 15. All right, so what are my fractions here? 15/60ths, 18/60ths, and 20/60ths. I can order those. This one is the smallest. He's 1/4. This one is the next smallest. He's 3/10, which I was given as 0.3. And then came this one, 1/3.